Good evening. I'm Lisa Desjardins. John Yang is away. Thousands of people lined the streets in Turkey to pay respects to the Turkish-American woman who was killed in the West Bank last week. Ayşenur Ayci, a 26-year-old from Seattle, was shot dead by an Israeli soldier during a demonstration against Israeli West Bank settlements. Her hometown, Didim, on the Aegean Sea, turned out in droves for her funeral. Both Turkey and the U.S. have condemned her killing. Israel's military has said she was shot indirectly and unintentionally. A witness said she posed no threat and was shot when things were calm. New Israeli airstrikes hammered central and southern Gaza today. Gaza's Civil Defense Ministry reported at least 14 people were killed as the war between Israel and Hamas approaches the one-year mark. Moving to another bloody conflict, today Russia and Ukraine exchanged 206 prisoners. Freed Ukrainian soldiers stood at an undisclosed location wrapped in the national flag. Separately, Russian servicemen stepped onto a bus headed back to Russia. It's the second prisoner swap in 2 days, negotiated by the United Arab Emirates. Ongoing foreign wars played a part in the U.S. presidential campaign, with former President Donald Trump making this pledge to voters during a campaign stop last night in Las Vegas.
I will end the chaos in the Middle East, and I will settle the war in Ukraine as president-elect. Would anybody like to be in war with Russia? If necessary, we would. Wouldn't that, but preferably not.
Vice President Kamala Harris, in her first solo TV interview since becoming the Democratic nominee, said she offers a new generation of leadership with a different purpose than her opponent.
Most Americans want a leader who brings us together as Americans and not someone who professes to be a leader who is trying to have us point our fingers at each other. I think people are exhausted with that approach, to be honest with you.
Harris campaigned in Washington, D.C. today, and Trump is in Salt Lake City, Utah, for a fundraising event this evening. In Arizona, a Civil War-era ban on abortions is now off the books. The 1864 law criminalized all abortions except when the life of the mother was in jeopardy. A court had temporarily blocked the law from going into effect, but the state legislature's total repeal went into effect today. In November, voters will decide if a right to an abortion should be added to the state constitution. A damning report is out from investigators in Hawaii who found no evidence officials prepared for the wildfire that swept across Maui in 2023. The report, released last night, said even though officials had days of warnings that conditions were ripe for fires, lack of planning meant evacuation efforts came too late for many in Lahaina. 102 people died in that fire. Still to come on PBS News Weekend, how a new federal requirement could help identify more breast cancer, and Gazan parents separated from their babies by war.
This is PBS News Weekend from WETA Studios in Washington, home of the PBS NewsHour, weeknights on PBS.